Hi, Liz here. I wanted to send a quick recording versus putting this in another email to you all. Although it is being sent in an email, but you hear my lovely voice. I'm not going to turn on my video camera because it's early, and we're just going to leave it at that. I wanted to go over two things for you and your teams. Feel free to use or lose this information, but I just wanted to try to provide as many tools and resources for your teams as possible this year. So I'm going to go ahead and share my desktop, and I'm going to share two different things. First off, I wanted to go into our SharePoint site. So if you go into our main Arizona Virtual Academy SharePoint site, I wanted to show you some things that are up there now for our teams. So if you look at Student Support Services, when I go into here, there's several different folders. You guys are more than welcome to look at what's in here, but I wanted to key in on a couple specific folders. First off, the intervention tracker is now going to be live and available. I sent you guys all out the link on how to enter a request for student support. Right now, it's going to be social emotional, truancy, learning coach education. If we're looking at a tier 3 escalation, I want your teams to put those students in there so that I'm aware these students are tier 3. We've moved them through the process. We're at the point where this is getting to be a critical conversation with these students. So those students would go in there. This is going to be the area versus our old tracker that we had. And again, we don't have anything from K-12 to use. So this is a fix for us for the short term. But this allows you to get a list of the school a student is attending, student ID, and it's taking the information that your teams enter in for the requests for support. And if you come over here, it's going to show you who's been assigned to support that student, the date they've assigned, and the supports will eventually go into here, the supports that are being provided for that child. So I wanted to show you that because that's up and running now. So your teams have access to that and they can take a peek at that. The other thing that I wanted to show you all as well, some of the other areas that I'm putting in here. I'm going to load in academic trackers here. I don't know, everyone does a little bit of a variation on these trackers. I'm just going to put them up there as a resource and a tool for teams in case they want access to them. It'll just be a running folder of that information. The other thing that you're going to also see in here is a folder that's going to be created called Engagement Tracker. And I want to show you what that looks like. And it's not going to be an engagement tracker. It's going to be, we're just going to call it an engagement, I don't even know what we're going to call it. I'll let you know, but right now, let me show you what that document looks like. So this is a report that basically came from the ADM, that engagement report that Megan sends out for us to look at ADM, to get, obviously, students that are schooling and perhaps aren't getting their learning coach to enter attendance. We want to make sure we get that funding. So that's one piece of that report. But I wanted to show you another piece that I think could be another tool for your advisors to really focus in. And I think it could help with really identifying students that might be showing false attendance or false attendance concerns. So the first thing that you're going to see is in column D, you're going to be able to filter by homeroom teacher name or advisor. It says primary teacher because that's what it says, but this would be your homeroom or your advisor name. You can also, for K-5, filter here under just advisors. If I go and I filter all of this, you're going to be able from a K-5 team to just filter specifically on the advisors that are supporting your students as well. So this would be all second grade students that Mr. DeMatt is supporting as an advisor. I wanted to go over here and I want to pick on a middle school teacher, Amy, you're A. Aren't you lucky that your name starts with the letter A? So I'm going to filter on Amy Mayo's name. And I want to show a couple of things. First off, column F allows you to sort on a specific week. This report, all reports, data is only as good as the data was pulled, right? So this report looks at the week of August 12th through August 18th. So this is a week behind, so you can take that for that information. But again, just another tool to see what might be going on with students. Once you go and you filter on the week, Column M is an interesting column, and I found that it could be an area that helps highlight false attendance concerns. And I've highlighted students that have a 0% up to 50% in this column. And let me tell you what this column is. This column shows the percentage of hours compared to the hours that a learning coach logged in that a student spent online. So let me say that again. Column A shows how much time a learning coach logged in for attendance for that student for that week. Column M takes a look at the amount of time a parent said that that student worked and compares it to the actual time that student spent in our online platforms. So this would take into account Blackboard, this would take into account the OMHS systems. So this looks at a comparison of the time a parent said the student spent working and how much time they actually spent in our online platforms. Again, just a little bit of a picture where it could give a look list, or an escalated list of students that might be either not working, even though their learning coaches say they're working, or it could also highlight students that maybe aren't using their right login information. I mean, for example, this student here logged 47 hours. Learning coach said, my student worked 47 hours this week. We look over here, there's 0%. The student has never logged in. So one of the things that you could do is look in notes, take a peek at the student. Were there notes that a student attended a Blackboard session? If they attended a Class Connect session, that should alert you that the student's probably not using the correct login information. If there's no notes, that means that that student is false attendance, right? Their mom's saying they're working, or dad's saying they're working, or the learning coach is saying they're working, and they're not doing anything. So again, this is just a way to say to a student or a family, hey, I can see you logged in these hours. I just want to double check how things are going. How are you schooling? Where do you see your child doing? Because we're not showing that, right? We're not showing that information. What login are they using? And kind of educate them before we get too far down the line. So again, just another tool. I'm going to go ahead and I'll put this in a folder, and I'll just call it engagement. And I'll just load it up on a weekly basis. I should be able to pull it on Mondays, and I'll highlight those students that I think could be a go-to list, and your teams can take a look and utilize that as maybe a pick 5 calls or something along that line for the week. Pick 10, whatever that looks like. Anyhow, I know it's Friday. I know it's been a long week for me. I hope you guys have a fabulous weekend. Please do know I'm here to support you in any way. If there's anything you need, let me know. I'm going to be out of the office this afternoon helping with the move. But other than that, you'll see me bright and shiny early on Monday morning. Have a great day and a great weekend, everyone. Bye.